Welcome to SIssues. We are two sisters with issues and a need to work them out, and we're inviting you along for the ride.
Here we are taking the big things we have in common. Our love for Outlander, inappropriate humor, and why people do the things they do. Mix this up with our dirty lady mo's, and this podcast is born.
But don't worry, we'll explore other issues too.
Because you know,
when you have sisters, you have issues.
If you are easily offended or don't appreciate the creative use of colorful Canadian cursive language, this is not the podcast for you.
I am what I am.
Crispy.
I'm crispy. That's the new definition for me today. I don't know why. I'm in a good mood. Well, hello, Cher.
Hello, Phil.
And welcome to SIssues, everyone. How you doing today?
I'm peachy.
I'm crispy.
No, we're not sure. Well, I'm not sure why she decided this was a good descriptor for her today, but apparently crispy, and she's not sunburnt, so it's not a physical descriptor, but crispy is apparently where her brain is laying.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it has to do with all the wood I'm burning out back right now, or maybe I just feel like mentally I could snap at any minute. No.
That makes sense because, you know, that's happened in the past.
I don't know what you're talking about. I am the most mentally stable person I know. Said my alter second, third, and fourth personality.
Which makes you very stable indeed.
Right? Exactly. That's crispy today. All right, everybody. Welcome to our Outlander rewatch. We are on season 4, episode 9, The Birds and the Bees. Okay, that didn't sound like bees. That actually sounded more like a vibrator. So thank you,
If your
sister.
vibrator sounds like that, get a new fucking vibrator.
No, actually, you did a really good job. That sounded like bees.
That's better.
All right, guys. So make sure you go in. If you're watching on Netflix, skip the recap and go directly to the song. And Miss Cher is going to lead the way.
And we're about 46 seconds in, I think. Okay. And if you're on Netflix, of course. So let's count us down with 3, a 2, and a 1.
Oh, thank goodness. I was ready.
Finally.
Yeah, I was so ready. It's because I get so tripped up by you because I don't know if you're going to do slow and steady or just kind of boom, there it is.
Don't know if I'm going to be like an old dude, takes me a while, or a teenager that just go
right? Exactly.
Don't know.
Don't know. It feels like forever since we've sat down to do this, and I've missed that face so much.
I miss my face so much. I wish it was like it used to be.
But so much has happened in the land of Outlander cast since last time. Lauren Lyle.
I know, she's gonna have a whole new series.
Right? That makes me worried now.
No, don't worry about it. They'll probably shoot different times, and yeah, they're probably gonna wrap up season 6 in a little while, and she, you know, and she's not necessarily in every single episode, so you know,
but she needs to be.
She does.
Yes, she does.
The boys and bees.
He's so cute. I have so many bees out back right now. They're just humming like I'm burning my fire and it's crackling, but I can hear the bees over the fire.
And the bees book will be released November 23rd. Diana Gabaldon's book 9.
So excited.
Here we are in Wilmington, and this is Brianna coming back from the rape with Sunnuva Bonnet and Lizzie.
Yeah.
Now, Lizzie, of course, the last time she saw her was being dragged away by Roger.
Exactly. So in her head, she thinks that this is Roger's doing, right?
Mm-hmm. And because Brianna doesn't tell her anything, doesn't
Yes.
share any of her story of what's happened, Lizzie has nothing else to go on. So
Exactly.
this is where our lack of communication within the Frasers really
Yeah.
fucks things up.
And you have to kind of split the perspective in two, right? Brianna
Mhm.
doesn't know that Lizzie even seen her with Roger. So
Exactly.
she, this is her trauma, something
Right.
she has to do, right?
Yep,
So
absolutely. Well, Brianna's in a complete state of shock and
exactly.
terror, and there's nothing that she can do or will do to make that better. And poor Lizzie
Yeah.
is, beside herself. She's, and this is short of, because we know what Brianna would be doing had Brianna been in, the 20th century. She would be
Yeah.
in a shower, scrubbing herself raw,
Yes,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
Instead, this is what she's doing. She's just bathing herself, trying to get clean, trying to rub the stink of him
Yeah.
off of her, and, climbing into bed and just trying to forget. Of
Oh,
course,
and
it's not something she'll be able to do.
no, and I feel for Lizzie, because
Mm-hmm.
Lizzie, she cherishes Brianna. Brianna saved her from,
Being a
the
concubine.
situation. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And she wants to help her, and Lizzie sees her as a friend and feels bad, right? And I feel bad for Lizzie because Brianna just doesn't want to talk about it, just stay away from me kind of thing, right?
Yeah, and this was really poignant. And she's like, you have my, you have
Yeah.
my ear if you need.
Yeah.
And that was something that we didn't even know if Brianna heard it,
Yeah.
but we find out later. Not only did Brianna hear it, Brianna
Mm-hmm.
felt it.
Exactly.
Right? But we don't
Yeah.
find that out until much later.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah. Because it
Yeah, it
comes
comes
around,
back.
goes around, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For
Yeah.
sure.
Uh,
And here Roger is coming back to find Brianna.
yes. And
But
this part sucks.
instead, he finds Stephen Bonnet. And had he known what transpired the night before
Yeah.
in this very place, then this conversation probably would have went very differently.
Oh, I don't think it even would have been a conversation. I
Nope.
think it would have been Roger beeline straight from the door right into his face.
Uh-huh. Yep, no doubt.
Exactly.
Uh,
And I don't know why he got distracted with him. He should have just kept going to look for her.
yeah. Mm-hmm. But that's the
Yeah.
thing about Bonnet, though, isn't it?
Yep.
He
Oh,
drops,
yeah. He's
drops people in.
very charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so.
Yeah. Which is the nauseating part about this character. And
Yeah.
how good Ed is in this role.
And, I think anybody who has had an experience like that can also say, a lot of, those people that take advantage are charismatic, right? It's part of the draw.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It makes for easy prey.
Yes. And that's one of the reasons why I absolutely despised Stephen Bonnet in the books. And that transferred over into my hate of this guy on the show, this Stephen Bonnet, because one of my biggest it was my own personal Demons, where an assailant he was that guy. It was like,
Yeah.
this good looking suave person that just, yeah, it's that. And
I know.
they know they can get away with it, right? Because that's the kind of person they are.
Yeah. I'm glad Roger was able to quickly tell the guy at the bar that, hey, tell her I was here, because now he has no choice. He's got to get back on that ship.
Yep. Yeah. That or die. That or die.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
and Brianna has one thing in mind. She's like, I've got to shove all this shit down.
Yeah.
And I have one place I need to find my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And she puts it all away. And this is so much her mother and her father.
Yeah.
That it shows her strength as a human being, as sad as it is, and Lizzie just doesn't get it.
No, she
knows
doesn't.
What happened to her.
And I know in the books she was really sick. She was like sick all the time. And in the series, they make reference of it. Like Brianna just says, I don't want you, overexerting yourself. You've been sick. Mm-hmm. And the same way back, when they get to Frasers Ridge.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Lizzie has malaria in the books. And so she's. Mm-hmm. And here we go.
And it's funny that she asked him, right?
Yeah. The barkeep.
Yeah, exactly. He knows all the stories, doesn't he?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Yeah.
This is sad. Just the look on her face, like, what? He's going?
Yeah.
Those two are so freaking stubborn.
And not only that, but she, instead of assuming the positive, right?
Yeah.
She assumes the worst. And of course you can't really help but, think about that. And it's just like, God, you wish they had cell phones.
Right? Exactly. Tick, 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 tick. Where are you?
Right.
Yeah.
I just have to take this quick trip. I'll be back for you. Yeah.
This is one of my favorite costumes that she wears.
I love it too.
Just her red hair, the tartan. I don't know. It looks so good on her, and then the second one is her in the brown leather and everything in season 5. Yeah. But anyway, we're not there yet.
Yeah. And it's just that it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because she goes from so many. It's so dramatic, right?
Well, yeah, she went from
highs
just
and
being
lows and highs and lows and highs and lows. Like, the poor girl is like a ping pong ball.
Yeah, exactly. And I love this part. Surprised me that Lizzie was just randomly talking to guys on the street.
Lizzie is a little flirt. Lizzie likes boys. Like,
right?
She's like, you're cute. I'm gonna talk to you. You're cute. I'm gonna talk to you. Yeah.
Right.
Lizzie likes the boys.
That's too funny.
I don't blame her.
And thank goodness, though, that she did. She was able to get this information on Claire, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy that Brianna shared, obviously, a lot of information with Lizzie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. She shares all of this random information, but of course she can't talk about anything else.
Nope. Right.
Don't talk about Roger. Don't talk about the hand fasting. Don't talk about the rape. Don't talk about anything that's, could really impact stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, James Fraser. Where is he?
Here it comes, guys. Here it comes.
Oh, yay.
Oh,
Jimmy's
yay.
peeing again.
Thanks.
We have to watch this guy pee. Oh, we had to watch him pee against a castle. We have to watch
again. I'm going to go back to the smell.
Right. Let's hope he just drank a lot of water. A lot of ale, so it was, diluted.
Yeah.
It's like, don't watch me pee. This is awkward.
right?
What
And
do you want,
I'm
girl?
actually a little surprised he didn't recognize her. But then again, why would he
Right.
expect
Why
to
would
ever see
she?
her?
Yeah, exactly. He wouldn't
Right?
expect her to see her there. He didn't really look at her that much. Like,
No,
see, he's
he
just barely
didn't.
glancing at her.
It's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
he barely glanced at her.
You're right. He didn't.
Mm, yeah. And now
it's
it's
not
like, all right. So
okay.
still kind
What's
of
going
not
on?
looking at her. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Now some recognition
Now.
popping. You can see it.
I love
Yeah.
this part.
Mm-hmm.
And that just gave me goosebumps up
I
my
know,
back.
right?
Oh yeah,
It does. It gives
yeah.
you chills. That but and the way he says her name is so much different. It's yeah.
And his facial expression hasn't changed much, but I think he's in shock.
Right. Yeah.
I think he's
Uh-huh.
not sure. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like how well, yeah, because he as far as he's concerned, she's 200 years into the future. Like, what the hell is she doing?
exactly.
And you can see it now where the tears are coming.
Yeah.
And but
And
he's also trying to be strong, right?
yeah.
Yeah. He's
Now he's just,
mhm,
aw,
yeah.
this is so tender.
It's so sweet. And then
I
his
know.
pee-pee hands touch her face.
And again, I'll go back to the smell.
Right.
And I'm sorry, guys, we're supposed to be crying and everything. This is so tender. Yes, it is.
It's so sweet.
I
But
love that. She's never met this man before in her life.
Well, and see, but this is also a whole lot of emotion that she's, letting go of. It's not just the fact that she's meeting her father or her biological father for the first time. It's the fact that, she has all this emotion. She's been up and down and up and down and up and down. And she's just kind of like, ugh.
Can you imagine how Jamie's feeling right now?
Well, he has a lot, and people were kind of upset that she wasn't more. She doesn't know this man. Why would she be? Like
she did. She hugged him and she cried.
Yeah, but she wasn't like sobbing. It's more emotional for her to see her mother again. I love this.
I know,
this
right?
Was it for me. Now this is where I get like super emotional.
Claire is just stunned.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely. This was the reunion for me.
Yes, like, exactly. As it should be, right? Mm-hmm. They have history. Yep. That's her mother.
Exactly.
And you know what I mean?
Jamie, like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Exactly. Exactly.
Now yeah, it was so much. Okay.
So do you know, because you've read up to book 8, does this come back into play at some point?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Don't say anything. Have any of my predictions been right?
No.
Oh, fine. Whatever. Damn it.
You're really bad at it, actually.
Shut up. You're such a bag.
Why?
Your halo just crumbled.
I'm telling you. You asked. I'm like,
okay, well, that's okay. That just leaves an element of suspense. Damn it! I gotta finish the fiery cross. Almost done.
The obituary. What?
Obituary. That's a new phrase. Obituary.
The obituary does come into play, but it is really quite interesting how she brought it together. Here comes
good.
He's like, of course you guys have a kid.
Who's that?
I love his little face. He's got the best little dimples.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they didn't tell anybody about her daughter, right?
No, but Ian knows better than to question anything when it comes to his Auntie Claire.
Right? Yep. He's just like he said, yep. Don't ask questions.
Yep. But he's also just, he's that kid that just, this is the way shit goes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I love this part. She's just staring Ian down. It's so funny.
Now
And
you
he's
know how
totally
she,
oblivious.
yeah, and you know that she could, this is how we know that she could walk up to random men
Yeah,
and say,
exactly.
hey, how you doing?
Yeah. Her hormones are
Yeah,
turning.
yeah, she's the Joey on Outlander. Hey, how you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, exactly. Just want to be friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I'm glad they're having a heart to heart. So,
Yeah,
but I'm sad that she doesn't tell her mom about what happened. You
yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
that makes me sad. That, but you know what? There's so much to go. Like so much
This,
happening with her right now.
this is the thing that makes me mental about not only the books, but about like, and sometimes it's even worse in the books than it is in the show. This huge lack of communication.
Mhm.
Like, seriously, it
I hear
makes
you.
me nuts. Uh,
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the thought of season 6 being released and Diana's book is coming out at the end of the year. But man, people that are, like book people and people that are show people,
uh-huh.
I'm telling you, everybody's going through their own different Droughtlander.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like that game where those two guys punch each other. It's like the
Rock'em
internet
sock'em
is
robots.
exactly. It's
Uh-huh.
going crazy right now.
Oh,
People
yeah.
are at each other's throat about the
Mm-hmm.
book and the
Yeah.
show. And we know there's always going to be that conflict. We get it.
Oh, yeah, but
You
it
and I
gets,
have a different opinion, but
yep.
it's nasty right now.
Oh,
People chill just a little bit. Come
oh, it
on.
is bonkers. And it's not like, no matter what people post, no matter what people do, it's like people are just itching for a fight.
I know.
Itching
Well,
for
and
it.
I get it because they've been without an ongoing Outlander for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
But I love how they're having this conversation right now. And he just mentions about what happened on the boat the last time they were on it, right?
Uh-huh. And
And
about Stephen Bonnet. And all of a sudden,
all
Brianna
of a sudden,
takes on all of this responsibility to keep it from her whole family.
yeah.
What happened to her, you
But
know?
now it has a name,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
which is disgusting, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, you know, well, I'm going to, I'm going to make sure to protect everybody from this and
Mm-hmm.
not give them the ring and not show them exactly what happened to me and not, like, dude, that's
Yeah.
not your responsibility. Everybody already has been hurt by this guy. If
Yeah.
anybody can help you get through it, it's your family.
But you have to remember, she hasn't really had a family. She found out the family she had was not really her family.
Yes,
So
but her
this
mother.
is no, and I understand her mother. That's what I said earlier. I'm
Uh-huh.
surprised she didn't open up to her,
Yeah.
but I think it's because her mom has been gone and her mom has this entirely different life that she feels like you said, she's got to protect everybody,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
And she doesn't have to.
Which is a horrible,
Yeah.
horrible thing. Yeah.
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 Oh.
They're
I
really
love the outtakes for this where they showed Sam and Katrina on the horse and they were just like ha
yeah,
ha ha just laughing and chatting.
doing their B-roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Uh-huh.
That's too funny.
Yeah. Just and they look so comfortable just riding the horses. And it's funny because, the horses aren't professionals, so
No,
sometimes they just do whatever the fuck they want to.
exactly, because
Uh,
that's what horses do. If you haven't bonded with that horse, or they're just gonna go off and do their things. So,
mhm. Yeah.
uh, and I
And
think everybody has the same perception of this view,
yeah,
right?
they all
The
have their
green screen.
moment, except for Ian. Ian
Yeah,
doesn't like those heights. He's like,
yeah,
stay back here. All you crazy people can go and take a look over that cliff. I'm gonna just chill over
yeah. Well,
over here.
and that's fine. I'd probably do the same thing. I'd observe from a distance. I can see the beauty from back there.
Yeah. I love Claire's stance here.
I know, right?
She's like such a badass. She's just like, yeah, I'm gonna stand right here. She's even got like Jamie's, whole
Yeah.
body, mirroring his body stance.
Isn't it funny when you think about the actual side of production where they're standing there and you're seeing their backs and they're talking about how beautiful it is, but yet it was all green screen.
Yep. For sure. Acting.
Yeah, exactly.
I
love this cabin.
Me too. I like how Bree looked at Claire and Jamie when they were standing there. It was, I thought it was really something, like you could really tell that she was
see them as a couple.
Yeah. Like getting what they have.
Yeah. And I love it when they meet. I love it.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Murtaugh and Brianna.
Yeah. I would have loved to be able to see that relationship bloom. That would have been amazing, right?
Well, I think from the moment that they met, you got this, it was like the vow that he made to Ellen transferred over to Brianna almost immediately. He just had this look on his face.
Yeah.
Like he softened.
I know. It was like,
See, what? Right there. I
know.
See? I just, it was immediate and perfect. And yeah, I just loved it.
I just would have loved to see Murtaugh not continue on. Like, I would love to see him continue on as her protector.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that. Marcelly. Aw. I love to see that they're all at the table together, and it's so nice.
Yeah. and bringing a message from Jenny to scold him into writing more often.
Yeah. And everybody just that's exactly what Jenny would say.
Yeah. And probably a cuff upside the head to go with it.
Exactly. Exactly. She looks like she's relaxing a little bit, which is good, right?
But always bubbling beneath the surface when, as soon as she has a moment to think by herself, you can always see that it's almost like a little, shade going over her eyes.
But what's a Scottish get-together without a Scottish story? Right?
Yeah, there you go. And this was a story that was shared in the books, quite a while before. But it's funny. And it wasn't something that Murtaugh told. It was something that Jamie recalled.
Right.
But it's a pretty funny story, but it was about Dougal's daughters. It was one of Dougal's daughters that Jamie was making out with. Ew. Yeah,
that's right. I remember that. And what, Jamie woke up with what was it? A knife? Was it a knife to his balls, or did he have his balls in his hand? I can't remember.
Dougal had his hand around Jamie's cock and a knife there too.
There we go. That was it.
Yeah. Nothing like a little sexual assault from your uncle.
Right? Oh, they just wanted to make things very clear. There was no beating around the bush. If you're a bad boy, I'm gonna get you. You knew from second one what the consequences were gonna be.
For having sex with your cousin.
Yep.
If you fiddle around with your cousin, your uncle is going to sexually assault you.
Yeah.
There you go, guys.
Yeah. It was all about the manhood. So.
It makes for such a funny talk around the table.
Yep. I'm glad they kind of changed up the story a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But they still left the whole, is it okay to marry your first cousin and things
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, but I'm so glad that Murtaugh knew about Brianna. Like, I'm glad that,
Mhm.
he could share in their joy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Look at all the birds' nests.
Yep.
Uh,
See, there they mention Lizzie's illness again, and
yeah.
now see, people very often will say, "Oh, well, they just kind of threw it in here and there." It very well could have been in previous scripts where they showed Brianna
Yeah.
nursing Lizzie, and things like that had to be cut out for time, and
Exactly.
so people have to keep those things in mind as well.
And how much of that really adds to the
Right.
story. They did mention it, and they mentioned
Yep.
it again twice in the same episode. So,
Right.
I don't really think it needed to go beyond that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So here Brianna's mentioning we saw this obituary on Frank's desk when she was a teenager. She mentioned it. Who are these people? And Frank just kind of glossed over, you'll, understand one day. Well, this is the day, right?
exactly.
Mm.
Exactly.
And now that Claire knows that Frank knew that she went back, it's kind of like a little,
Yeah, exactly. And maybe when he asked for the divorce, it was because he knew that she was going to go anyway, So,
yeah, there's lots of stuff that that comes up in the books. So people really, really, really want to know. Go ahead, read.
well, and in this episode too, there's more and more about, how did you learn how to shoot? Oh, my father taught me. You know what I mean? Then people are starting to think, what's happening here?
Yeah. Why would Frank teach you how to do that?
They lived in Boston. Why would she have to learn how to shoot?
Yep, exactly. And Claire's looking at Brianna like, wow, you lost your shit over spilling that pretty quickly.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
What's up?
She's intuitive when it comes to her daughter.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. And well, it's kind of out of character for Brianna to just, okay, drop some herbs and lose your shit. Like, what's
She's
going on
quick tempered, but
yeah,
not
but
over
not
something like that. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And now we have Roger getting paid and gemstones. What is his first priority right now? Getting back to Brianna
still.
And getting the hell out of Dodge.
Well, and I think that's the smart thing to be thinking,
for
right?
Sure. Absolutely.
I'm surprised that Brianna hasn't said, okay, I need to go back now.
Right. Time to go home. Well,
exactly.
But the way to get home, you need some gemstones. So Roger's proactive. Okay, I seen these. Let me get paid with these. I can get back to Brianna, have my gemstones. Let's go home.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like these little moments, where they're just kind of being.
Well, in hindsight, what does she have left to go back home to?
Right.
Now she has her mom. She's met her dad. Roger's gone back home. He doesn't want anything to do with her. So why not stay?
Yeah.
Right? Enjoy, get to know them.
Yeah.
And I think she's doing a really good job of adapting anyway. She's like her mother. She's very resilient.
Well, she's an engineer at heart.
Yeah, exactly.
She's not quite sure yet, but yeah, she's an engineer at heart. And this is, churning the butter. Now, seriously, I really wonder, how could you stand there and churn butter for hours and hours, not have like a podcast about true crime to listen to?
You know what? You should ask our cousin Jenny. Our cousin Jenny, her and her family make butter at home.
Well, they have podcasts to listen to, don't they?
What do you mean?
They're not like, You don't just churn butter and not have anything to listen to or do. Like these people back then, they didn't have podcasts to listen to. They just had to
But you
stand
see,
there and churn
over the
butter.
years, we have lost the art
Dude.
of quiet,
Yeah,
relaxation, birds. No way, man. I have a new appreciation. I have a new appreciation.
Calm down.
I am calm. Listen, you're lucky you're a screen away.
Yeah. Try me.
Oh, dude.
Look at her.
And
Look at her.
Jamie didn't quite like that comment. My father taught me.
I don't think he didn't like it.
I think you seen the look on his face was just like, yeah.
No, I don't know. I think
Frank.
It wasn't that he didn't like it. I think he was just like, okay. No, makes sense.
And Bree's down with the boys.
Yeah, I love this scene.
I know, talking about Bree.
Yeah.
And what it means.
What
Gaelic
means. Yeah.
Yeah. Wee Ian. Young Ian.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's what you call her? A Bree? Really? Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, she is Jamie's daughter, so.
Because it means a great disturbance. And and if she knew, she'd be like, yeah, you think I'm a great disturbance now? Fucking wait for it, people.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they could have told her, like, she's definitely not, fragile whatsoever. So.
Yeah. Well, they just say, and Murtaugh thinks it's funny. Jamie's like, I don't want to hurt her feelings. But
Murtaugh is the first person to tell her. So.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Good for him.
That's because he thinks it's hilarious.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Whereas Jamie's a little bit more, he doesn't want to do anything that's going to hurt her.
Or drive her away.
Right.
God, no.
Exactly. Because that's what it'll do. He's afraid that, he's not going to end up having a relationship with her. And that's probably his biggest fear. Because with Willie, he doesn't really have a relationship with him.
No.
And this is his only chance.
Yeah. It must have been so good for Jamie to be able to spend those first 6 years, with his son. You know what I mean? But to have to walk away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're past that episode.
And only get little snapshots.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, the owl turned its head all the way around.
They have the creepiest looking legs. If you have not seen a naked owl, Google it. It's fucked up.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I gotta jump right in here. So I know that everybody has fetishes, but sister, why the hell are you looking up naked owls?
It was funny. I love this part because he knows that Claire always talks about how he smiles in his sleep.
Yeah.
And he just saw Brianna doing it. And that just made me feel so sweet. I just loved it. And now he's asking her to go on the hunt with him. And I don't just randomly look up naked animals, but I saw it once. And another freaking animal you want to look up naked is a bear. Oh my God. A naked bear? It's like something that came directly from hell.
Sometimes people just have way too much time on their hands.
Okay, lady that watches people popping pimples.
Yeah, but that's cool.
Okay. All right, whatever.
Oh, the outtake for this was hilarious. He was like cursing and swearing and climbed this fucking hill and blah, blah, blah.
It was so funny. And this is probably one of my favorite costumes for Brianna. You were talking about the other one. I love this patchwork tunic she is wearing.
Yeah.
It's literally made from patches.
Yep.
Of other costumes and stuff like that. It's just the coolest thing. I love it so much. And
I don't know why the hood reminds me of something Gayless would wear.
That's pretty
But
cool.
I love how she's put together. Like,
Yeah.
I love the pants that she's wearing. Like, she
Yeah.
wears those in a couple of different scenes. I like that.
Mm-hmm. I feel like they're matchy with him with his fur collar, her with her fur hood.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's some
Oh, look at
extra
that
B-roll.
bald eagle. It
Mm-hmm.
will represent the U.S.
Yep.
and its history.
And these two, I just see how much they made their wigs match, which I really like.
It's so funny. My dog is here on the bed, and she was sound asleep, and she hears another dog, and her ears are all disheveled. One is turned inside out, and the other one's like all whacked out the other way. It's like typical just woke up kind of person.
Willow.
Willow.
Willow. Oh,
Willow, my
some more
dog.
bees. So this is what
Love
they're
bees.
hunting. They're hunting bees.
Yes, because in order for them to have a garden and all of that, they also need to have bees. So
Yeah.
this, and well, the honey, he just honey, honey, honey.
Blech. I do not like honey.
Oh,
Probably
so
one of the only people in the world that
so
doesn't like honey.
for me, I like honey in a smoothie. Like when you put like almond milk and frozen berries or bananas or whatever, and then just like a teaspoon of honey, it is perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
So
You should try it.
there's Phyllis's recipe for smoothie.
Oh my God, so good, you guys.
Mm.
When you use frozen berries, you don't need to add ice because I only have one of those individual cup mixers. I tried it with ice and it just got stuck. And it's nice for them to sit down, and I'm glad that they just had the day together.
Yeah.
You know?
Little get to knowing each other, and I like how this kind of mirrors the bees not being in their proper place, like him taking them away to their home, and it kind of being a metaphor for Brianna being away from her home, in the future, so to speak.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
they adapt, right?
Mm-hmm.
They adapt to their surroundings, and they make it their home. So
Mm-hmm. But her surroundings haven't been very kind to her so far.
no, but he doesn't know that.
Nope.
He knows what happened with Roger. She doesn't know. But I love that they're having this conversation about Frank.
Yeah.
He's not getting upset. He's not getting mad. He's just having a conversation with her. And I like that. And I think that means a lot to her as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, he literally sent Claire back to be with Frank to raise Brianna.
Yeah.
He can't be upset that the guy did what he hoped he would do.
Yeah. Well, and he said he's indebted to him,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, he kind of took Frank's side a little bit and said, it must have been hard for him not to see himself in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
because
God, look at Brianna and Jamie.
Yeah. And when they go off about casting her, I'm sorry, I can't see. I've read the book too. I can't see Brianna 6 feet tall, staring eye to eye with her dad and having these tender moments. I don't know why. I just can't, know.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's funny. It's the Brianna in the book. The only real difference from my visual is the height, and it's not that big of a deal to me. It's it's such a
I don't want the female version of Jamie to be a mirror of Jamie. I want her to still look feminine. I want her to have the red hair. Oh yeah, for sure. But the rest of it, no, right?
Yeah. And all the difference is to me is the height. So and to me I think visually it would I think visually it would kind of take away from things.
Oh my
know,
God, this is making my stomach sick. Just
I
that's so
know.
sweet.
I
Oh,
know. Ugh. Yeah, I'm
it's
not a
just
honey
so sweet.
person.
I'm okay with honey, but
Yeah.
like that, like even a chocolate bar is sweet to me. So, oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. And for those in
He
the
looks.
US, she meant candy bar. We say chocolate bar. No.
Oh,
In the
okay,
States,
yeah.
they say candy bar.
Oh, did you see there was a girl that did comparison between a UK Kit Kat and a US Kit Kat, and
They
it's
do a
much
difference between
different.
a Canadian Kit Kat because they're different
Yeah,
too.
yeah, but it's more like the UK Kit Kat.
But
It
they're all
has
different.
more chocolate, so
Hmm.
that's all.
Yeah. But fat content, sugar content, all
Yep,
of that's different in Canada. We're only like we have
it's more
limits on those.
governed.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I'm fucking
Which I'm
happy
okay.
with.
Yeah, I'm
Please
totally okay. I
govern
was gonna
us
say,
because
yeah.
I eat some of that stuff from the States and it's just like, nope.
I wonder the perspective from the people in the US, like if they've ever tried UK candy or Canadian candy and found a difference, right?
One of my girlfriends that I had come up to visit for quite a while, came up to Canada and brought her to McDonald's. This was like friggin' 15 years ago. And she tried Canadian McDonald's. She was like, this is totally different. I could eat
Yeah.
this. And chocolate bars. There was a couple that she tried that she absolutely loved that she couldn't even stomach down in the States.
Aw, that's too bad. I wish they had the same kind of Food and Drug Administration like we do. Like I
Yes, but
love.
they will not allow that to happen down there.
Oh, I know,
You
but that's what
cannot
I'm
govern
saying.
what goes in my body. But
No,
yet,
but it's
but yet, but
sometimes
yet,
I
oh,
know.
but yet they will
All we're saying
govern.
is we feel bad for our U.S. Outlanders when it comes to chocolate bars. You deserve better. That's what we're saying. You deserve excellent candy.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and here we
And I
totally
love that
got off guard here.
I know, I love that they had this conversation. I like that Jamie said, I'm afraid she's going to go. Like,
Mm,
this is weighing on my heart. I
yeah,
can't,
yeah.
you
And
know,
Claire's like, it's safer where she came from.
yeah,
I don't want her to go either, but this
yeah,
isn't a safe place. I
no,
know it's not safe, but I choose to be here with you because I know. She doesn't know.
no.
Oh, look at
Look
the
at the
robin,
robins, sure.
baby robins. Now, this is where Brianna knows now what's going down. And so does Lizzie because Lizzie's her lady's maid.
Yeah,
And when you're a lady's maid, you keep track of stuff.
yeah, you're very attentive.
Mm-hmm.
You are attentive.
Yeah. And
No,
she knows the bad dreams. And they're
and
living in
it's,
the hut there that everybody, that where they first stayed.
yes, exactly. Well, and she's so happy. I'm going to the mill with Ian today.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I'll, get him all, wrapped up in some reet.
Yep. Well,
Oh,
and here Brianna
Brianna's
knows.
not sure what to do, what to say. So,
Mhm. Let mom do it for her.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think she's just hoping and hoping and hoping that her mother will say something first,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I know there's something else besides you missing him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mums can read minds sometimes.
Yeah, they can. Like, I don't know about our mom.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't keep anything a secret.
Nope. And I think sometimes she even guessed.
Of course.
And if we would have just stuck to our
We sucked.
story, but no, just fucking let it all out.
Yeah,
Ugh,
exactly. Exactly.
crazy. Yeah.
I'm glad Claire figured it out.
Yeah. but
Oh,
not
there you
the
go.
whole story.
Yeah, but now
See,
she
that's what
finds
we would
out.
do too.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
half of it, and then we'd let it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Thing.
Right?
Yeah. Well, it's not quite what I meant.
Yeah, exactly. And he did. Roger tried. He, he did the pull out method.
Yeah.
So,
And
he
in the books, it was funny because when Brianna said something like, well, we did the pull out method, and Claire was like, well, you know what we call people that use that method. And Brianna was like, what? And she goes, parents.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I did. 3 times. 3 times for me.
Yeah. So that's how good that works. So now Brianna lets it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just looks so pale, doesn't she? I don't know why. Just in this moment, she just looks like all color is drained. And look at Claire's face, like
yeah,
1,000 words, right?
Yeah. It doesn't take much with Katrina to she gets everything, and Sophie, she's just focused on the, like the space beyond.
Yeah. As a mother, again, this is another scene that just gives me goosebumps down my back, as a mom, listening to your child tell you that you've been raped, it's
well, there's nothing you can do. Like, you can't take any of that back. You can't take any of the pain away. You can't take any of the shame away, even though they shouldn't feel shame. It's there. There's nothing. There's no amount of words, hugs, anything that can take that away.
No, you can't take that away from how someone feels. They, you know what, if they need to feel that to move past, then just let them feel it and move past. Telling someone, oh no, you shouldn't feel that way, does not fix a damn thing.
Nope. But as a mother, you want to hold them until all of it goes away.
You want to fix it. You're like in fix it mode, and when there's nothing you can do, and what your child went through, that and Claire, it's just all over her face. It's in her expressions, And
to know that it was the same night.
I'm so glad she told Jamie. I'm so glad. And he thinks automatically that she wants to go home, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the case. Ay.
Well, and
not quite.
And they get so much mixed up too. That's just.
Yeah. And for me, it would be like, no, that's not it. Shut up and listen to me. But Claire, she's got her shit together. Good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you tell? You're telling a Scotsman with a temper that his daughter has been raped.
But the thing that and
he's also got honor. Oh, she's pregnant, got to get her married, but like a million things from his time must be running through his head, right?
But it's almost like he didn't even hear the right after Roger.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
No. And
so
didn't.
it's so like there's only the one person, like there's only the rapist. There's no Roger in this equation, right?
Exactly.
And
here he is. He's come back for her. Oh my God. And why did it have to be her that seen him first?
Yeah. And I feel so badly for so many people were so angry at Lizzie. And it's like, why are you so mad at Lizzie? It's not Lizzie's fault. Lizzie had no other information to go on. This is what she saw. She saw Brianna leaving with Roger. She saw Brianna coming back, having been raped.
Yeah.
That is the information she had.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to be mad at somebody.
And here's Claire flinging rings on the floor again.
Oh, right. She did this once
Oh,
before on her wedding night.
Yeah. Yep.
The morning after her wedding, sorry. Here's my ring. Now she knows who raped her.
Yeah.
Now, if she was able to find Jamie before
they did,
right? She would have been able to tell him who raped her. And now.
And the fact that Jamie kept all this shit a secret.
Exactly. That he didn't go and tell Claire.
Right.
That this guy's on the ridge. And Lizzie didn't go and tell Claire that this guy is on the ridge. And then she would have been able to go to Jamie and say, Stephen Bonnet's on the ridge. And then he would have went and looked and said, this isn't Stephen Bonnet. Who is it? But no,
exactly.
Nobody talks to each other.
Right? And that just pissed me off so much. You know what? If he would have taken care of the rapist, you think he would have been very, okay, daughter, I have protected you now. I have fixed it. I have done.
Right.
Here's daughter. But no, let's just keep it a secret. Let's just keep it to ourselves.
Yep. Let's not talk. Now, see, Lizzie thought she was doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Right?
In her 100% being, she thought she was protecting Brianna.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Giving back to the woman that gave to her, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah. And she just had to go into great detail about I could smell his seed. Like the dad wants to be hearing that crap, right?
Well, yeah, that just kind of hammered it in.
Right.
And he's like, you are 100% sure. And she's like, yes, because she is 100% sure.
Yeah, exactly. And Claire is
Claire
stunned.
knows. Oh, God. Now she.
I don't like how she asked her.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like how she asked her. That's look at her. She's
she really didn't. Yeah.
It's almost like blame how she asked her, which I don't like.
No. Yeah,
and I know it's because she's mad. But
I don't think she's mad. I think she's.
Now that's better. That's better because
I think she's in shock.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. She hates the fact that it was Stephen Bonnet because she knows what this means. She knows Jamie is going to blame himself because he didn't kill him. He let him go.
Well, I think she blames herself as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yep.
And see, right away, Brianna knew that he would blame himself, right?
Yeah, because he already blamed himself. He already blamed himself for Leslie's death. He already blamed himself for the robbery. He already blamed himself for that. So he's going to even blame himself for this.
Exactly. But again, Brianna's trying to protect everybody all over again, right?
Yep.
And she's making her promise not to tell.
Yeah. Bad idea.
Yeah.
Here comes the Frasers Ridge welcome wagon. This is horrible. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, you've got to hate it. Now, the way they did this, okay, so sorry. Roger, I hate watching this. This is, if there's anybody to blame in this, it's fucking Jamie. Sorry.
Yeah.
Everybody that loves Jamie.
Yeah.
Bullshit. This is not a good thing. Do not defend his actions in this point. He didn't talk to him. He didn't say a word. He didn't ask him who he was. He didn't anything. So 100% Jamie's fault. In the books, it was bullshit too, because they had a conversation. They were talking, and it still didn't come out that he was Roger McKenzie, that he was Brianna's husband, that he was, it still wasn't making sense. And he still ended up, getting the shit beat out of him and sent to the, whatever. I hated that part in the book 100%. And I hated it in the show.
Well, and also, if Jamie was doing the right thing, Ian wouldn't have jumped on Jamie's back.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So,
Somebody's coming, stop doing that. And then,
yeah.
Ian getting involved and, off they go. But yeah, I mean, everybody that blamed Lizzie,
Yeah.
100%, you guys should not have done that. And
No.
then to turn around and try to excuse Jamie's behavior, oh, fuck that noise.
Sisterectomies.
Okay, this was one of Facebook's top 10 stories of 2013. I know it's a little bit older, but it's a really good story.
Pretty interesting. Imagine one day opening your Facebook and reading a message for somebody that you don't know that says, I think we might be twins. Don't freak out. It all started when a design student, Anaïs Bordier, watched a YouTube video and saw what looked like her own reflection staring back. After some research, she found that the Los Angeles actress Samantha Futterman was born in a South Korean port city called Busan on November 19th, 1987, the exact same location and day that she was born. This propelled her to reach out via Facebook. One message later, both girls were wondering, could they be twins? That question started their remarkable journey to build a relationship as sisters, continents apart. Over Facebook, Twitter, and Skype, they learned that they shared much more than a strikingly similar appearance. Eventually, they traveled to Korea together to discover more about the land of their separation.
Isn't that crazy? Can you imagine? I don't know what I would do if all of a sudden I got a message from some random stranger saying, hey, don't freak out. You know what I mean?
The first fucking thing I would do is freak out.
Absolutely. But, I think that, brings up, it could open a whole can of worms as far as foreign adoption, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that still happens nowadays where they've got like 80,000 children overseas, just in an orphanage, and people are coming and randomly taking the children back.
Could you imagine though if they would have asked either one of those parents, would you like twins?
Why not?
Wouldn't have one of them said yes instead of just like separately adopting them out? I'd
love to know the circumstances.
Right?
Like I wonder what
if they
happened.
didn't even I wonder if they didn't even bother trying to keep them together. Like that really puzzles me. I want to go back and read more about it, because I know that these girls have done interviews like on Good Morning America, and I don't even know. I should go back and look and see if they've written a book together or whatever. But yeah, I mean, but it's also a huge gift to find out later on in life, because I mean, my sisters, I love you, and I can imagine, finding out later that you have a twin of all things.
Could you imagine? Oh my God. Someone that looks exactly like you halfway across the world, and you actually share a parent, and just finding that out when you're older. Yeah. What a gift.
Crazy.
I know. You know what? We want to hear more sisterectomy stories. So have you and a sibling maybe separated? Have you maybe found a twin sister halfway across the world?
Or any sister.
Exactly. Something you didn't know growing up, and then maybe you get a Facebook message. Send us a message. Let us know. Go to SIssues.ca. You can also reach out to us, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and tell us your story. We'll help you tell your story.